don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. I've been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't riding. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like.
Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go, set, 30 base.
Cut. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check.
Let's go.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
I'm coming after you.
Get it.
Now Joe Mixon. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Ready.
Mixon with a first down carry. There he goes again. The 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
The Ravens take over first and 10. Let's go. 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked picked off at the 22. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
At the 26-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check 9, check 9. Shift, shift. Here. Big river.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
58, come on. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Hit it.
On 3rd and 2, Hudson. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Well, a design run for their wideout. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Down. 60 outlaw. Wild Bill. Chance. Pick that.
On second down, here's Mixon. And very little daylight there. They get a couple up to the 44.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
In your face.
Yeah. 58, boys, 58. Bravo. Man, I got you. Five.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hudson. And able to find Green. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 41-yard line.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Come on, set.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll try the left side. It's Evans. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
Okay, ready? Go 50 against the mic. Your job. Kill. Check 99. Check go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
It's a gain of 5.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Jam. Switch. On the ball. Let's go.
And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Ready up. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Oh, here we go. Oh, on your team.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
Let's go, baby.
At the 17-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator. Let's go, Kanye. Let's go right here now. Bang. Kill. Check 43. Check. Come. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. 61. Matchbox lights. SOS. Ready.
They'll run on 1st down. Evans. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Go. That's me. And 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Watch the screen.
2nd and 11. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun. Hudson. That's complete. Bernard. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal.
A 29-yard attempt.
And Bullock will put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
the Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Hey, check.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson looking deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin, 77 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Go!
Looking to throw on second down. Hudson. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Yep.
On the delay, it's Mixon. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. To throw on second down. Hudson gets it to his running back, Bernard. It's an 8-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
Hey, Haywood! 58, 58, 58. Now.
From the gun, Hudson. They got a man. It's Woods. 10 yards there on the Bengal first.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Strong left. Strong left. Set the tone.
Yeah.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. 58 to Mike. 58. Hey, orbit. Oh, you got deep? Let's go.
Operating from the gun. Hudson looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Sponge. No. Get it.
On 3rd down, it's Evans. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
A 47-yard attempt.
Bullock's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Offensively, pretty good execution. Long drive, chews up the remainder of the first half clock, and they finish it off with 3 points.
And what's the best byproduct of the whole thing besides the fact that they got points on the board? They didn't leave the other team any time to mount a drive themselves.
This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Fielded about a yard deep.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Here we go. Now the Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Jackson from the shotgun. He uncorks it for Snead. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He's taken down back at his own 8-yard line.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, wahoo! Shoot!
From the gun, Hudson going deep downfield for Ross. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
That has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Deep grip.
Operating from the gun, Hudson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Now Tucker to add the PAT. The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Go!
Off play action. Hudson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Back to throw. Hudson. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them. And not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
6-man.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Check. It's a 6. Pull it. Time go.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Evans providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks. And now they're staring at a 4th and long. And this one is right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Check safety.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm coming back.
Tackled back at the 33-yard line.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
13.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
I'm coming.
From the gun, Hudson. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 16. Operating from the gun, Hudson. And Woods has it complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Go. You got motion man. You got motion man right there. Get it.
A draw play for Mixon. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey. 5. Ready.
Off the play fake. Hudson. Oh, he's looking for a touchdown deep for Woods. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. Trying to get it to Woods. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here we go.
Okay, just like that.
Undercrush. 22, Jet, Bubba. 22, Jet, Bubba. Bravo, 950,
Jackson gonna throw again. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, an 80-yard touchdown as the Ravens push further out in front. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them,
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Now Green, staying on the ground. Let's hope he's all right. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. T.J. Green with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backups.
On first down, it's Harris. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
53 to Mike.
From the 31, Jackson turns the end zone for, and this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the night as the Ravens push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, they had done a really nice job on him through 3 quarters plus, but you just had that feeling eventually he was going to get loose.
And this is why coaches always preach that it's a 4-quarter game, right? It gets trite for us. It gets trite for the fans. But this is exactly what they're talking about. What you did before was terrific, but will it stand up if you start giving up big plays as we saw there?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
Hey, Alpha!
From the gun, Hudson, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
Well, that 2-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people can't see this, but you got a ball in your hands now, and you got the thing locked in pretty well. You got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. It makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win.
There he goes left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. But now it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hudson. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Ready?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready?
From the gun, Hudson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust your...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 17. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Hey, Charlie.
58 to Mike.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Hit it.
On first down, Hudson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home